Okay, game two here, and it reveals itself to be relatively simple, honestly. There's Plaza as a village, Steward to trash, Steward for draw, Journeyman also draws. Relic is an attack and it hurts a lot, so play it often. The only kind of grayish areas really is Artificer and Ironworks. Do you get those? Maybe, maybe not. Miser is whatever. Transmute doesn't do much. Duchess, nah. So I think you open with a Steward here as my opponent does, so I follow him with the Steward, but difference in our approach at this point is I pick up the Ironworks. I thought the Ironworks would be quite good actually, quite useful for gaining plazas and stewards, which your deck could constitute only those things and that'll be fine. Especially there's no plus buy, so the extra gain will probably give you an advantage. If you could get two things and your opponent can only get one. So he opens with the plaza, I go with the Ironworks here as I mentioned. See both of them in this turn 3 here, which I have no problems with. Could just gain a plaza at this point and planning to buy a steward on turn 4 here. Obviously just going to trash away these cards here. That's what you buy the steward for early on, just to thin a little bit, and buying nothing. That's completely fine with me here. Picking up the plaza and I have enough money. I could go for another plaza, but I believe I go for a second steward here. If I could get thinner faster, then I'll be in a good place. My opponent manages to push out 2 estates, to trash 2 estates with the steward, so that's very good for them. Just having the 1 estate in their deck, which they find again here with the steward. So just coppers in their deck at this point. Very, very good. Plaza gains you coin tokens, which I noticed, but without plus buy, I mean, there's not really too much point to hoarding your coin tokens. Just kind of spend them fairly liberally when you have the chance, I feel. Again, just going to trash out here with the steward, not going to buy anything. It's really not worth it to hold up on your trashing. So my opponent gets a couple plazas out, and this time the steward for money and buys a relic. So yeah, relic is a good card. If I was in his position, I would trash obviously, but he goes for the relic, which is fine. Relic is a good card, as I mentioned. It's a very good card actually. It hurts a lot. If you get hit with that every turn, you're just playing like a minion hit you all the time. So I consider feast on this 4. I don't really know why. Because, okay, I know why. Because I'm being very aggressive with the trashing. So if I get the feast, it means I could get the relic. So I have money that way. But I decided against it, just picking up another plaza instead of the feast. With the feast, the deck would look like 1 plaza and 3 terminals, the 2 stewards and the feast. So that's why I went for the plaza. Now the deck looks like 2 plazas, 2 stewards, right? That's a lot nicer to deal with. I get hit with the relic here, I believe. Do I? Yeah, I do get hit by the... No, last turn I got hit by the relic. And again, this turn, sorry. And my opponent picks up the Journeyman. So Journeyman is a good card against the relic because it tells you to just reveal cards. It doesn't actually reveal cards and then put them into your hand. It doesn't explicitly say +1 card or whatever. So it gets around the relic token that way. So here on this turn, I actually draw a couple times with the steward instead of trashing, just because of how the shuffle was organized, right? So I drew the first time because I had good cards in the back, so I wanted to get to them. I didn't get around to the Ironworks, which is why I drew the second time. And yeah, I wanted the Ironworks obviously to get more things. Duh. So I pick up the plaza and now I push a coin token here for the relic. So this is what happens when you don't trash, right? I was entirely expecting this, not too surprised to see a turn like this, but no worries, I could trash here and I get to play the relic, which is a big deal. That's cool. That's cool. My opponent picks up another journeyman, so they seem to be in good shape actually. Enough plazas, enough journeymen. I'm not sure about the trashing state of their deck though. How thin are they? And against a discard attack like relic, because that's what it is effectively. If you can hit every turn with it, you really want to be thin nice and compact so that you could see all your action cards in the right way, right? You pair your actions with your draw. With that one less card, it gets that much more difficult. So against the relic attack, you really want to be very, very compact. I'm just picking up more plazas here. Again, more villages draw because stability, right? Stability. I do not want to stall out, I believe. Yeah. No, actually, I gained a steward there. Last time I gained the plaza. So I gained the steward here for a bit more draw, but I'm going to try to be stable that way, right? Just to have as more plazas and stewards in general, because the deck is thin, right? You don't need that much draw. Like I draw everything here with 3 stewards. That's fine, and I'm gonna get rid of these 2 coppers at some point. So I pick up another relic here off the feast. I mean, 2 is better than 1, maybe. You know, if I have a stall turn, at least maybe I could play a relic. You know, I don't want to let off on the relic pressure, is what I'm saying. So a journeyman here for me. Again, it's a good card. It draws 1 more than his steward and gets around the relic attack. So I did want at least 1 journeyman. My opponent picks up another plaza. They haven't had too many long turns or turns like I'm having, stringing together villages and draw. I think I've had more at this point actually. So going to pick up another plaza with the Ironworks here. Also with the extra plazas, you could potentially farm coin tokens, right? Doing so means that if you have a bad turn, at least you have the bank. You could, you know, withdraw some coin tokens that way. So unfortunately, a plaza is the last card here, so I don't really want to discard this copper. Actually, I want to trash it with the steward. So there, all the starting cards are gone. Hooray! No more. The deck is nice and compact. Just for stewards, plazas, the ironworks, and some relics for payload. So we're good to go. Here I didn't really know what to buy. I was good for draw, really. I considered another plaza, honestly, because I'm a little bit scary for draw here. I have what, 4 draw cards, and if I draw all of them in one hand, that's a bit scary. But I decided for the gold instead. By this point, my opponent has a province, right? The one turn they had a dead journeyman and managed to draw enough money to go up to province. So I need to start contesting these because there's no real way for me to catch up except with provinces. And they pick up another province here. Again, that steward not being used for trashing. They seem to have given up on that a while now. So 2 provinces up, but their deck is not as clean as mine, and I expect them to pay for that in the near future. So I'm not too worried at this point in the game. In fact, I'm so not worried and so confident in my draw. I'm just going to discard all the treasures I see here with the plaza to the to get coin tokens, and I'm able to get what, 2 or 3 coin tokens that turn, which is quite good, and still draw back everything. Discarding a relic here doesn't do much. I'll gain a coin token to spend one, so I mean I decide to keep it. And able to pick up my first province here, again still keeping the relic pressure on. So it's a dead turn for my opponent, the journeyman coming out. And not in, I guess this is one way the journeyman is bad against the relic, because he's not able to clear that minus card token from the top of his deck. So his next turn, now this turn was bad, and his next turn is less than 5 cards. So we'll see what could come out of that. Going for the duchy at this point. So I was happy to see the duchy and the gain of the duchess. I was, you know, thrilled. Just, yeah, please put these bad cards in your deck. You already have coppers. I was happy about it. So going to try to play this journeyman over these stewards if I can. Again, just the extra draw is going to be good. And now I feel comfortable discarding treasures to plaza. So I am going to do so now. I didn't do so initially because I wasn't sure if I could get through the deck, but now I obviously can, so is what I'm going to do. No reason not to do that. It's strictly better to do it this way. Ironworks gains me a feast, and this feast is going to turn into a duchy, I believe. So yeah, this is where the Ironworks comes into play, right? Not the duchess. I don't want that duchess. I just want the duke. Just want the duke. No homo, right? So yeah, this is where the Ironworks comes in. That turn is bad for my opponent, just picking up a silver. Again, I was happy to see the silver and looking in very good shape here. I believe we're tied on points, but the deck structure is much different. Not discarding again with the plaza here, just making sure I can draw through first before I get coin tokens. They're not terribly important, and I have 5 of them already. Ironworks here, I think I'm going to do the same trick. Get the feast, draw the feast, play the feast, and get a 5-cost card. So now I could discard, and I'm going to draw with the steward to pick up everything. And unfortunately, I can't play the feast and draw the thing that I want to, that I gain. But at least I could gain the thing. And I go for Artificer here because, alright, look, I like Artificer and I was looking at it at the beginning of the game. But you can't go for it right away because you're thinning with Steward, right? The deck is going to be like 10 cards. You can't really gain anything if your deck is small. With Artificer, that is. Now I have some green cards so I could discard something. So I went for the Artificer. Maybe Duchy is correct there. More optimal. But you know what? I like Artificer. So I picked up the Artificer. Anyway, province for my opponent. I also pick up the province as well, buying it, not gaining it. And happy to see a journeyman here. Name it province. It's equally likely with the duchy in my deck, so I mean, I guess it didn't really matter. So here, I see the artificer and I want to use it. Not only that I want to use it, but I'm not sure what I'll draw with this plaza. So I guarantee it being a steward and with the artificer, of course, and I'm able to draw through all the way till the end of the deck here, I believe. Yeah, able to draw through all the way to the end of the deck. So here a slight misplay, maybe? Yeah, because I think I could have discarded a treasure there and still had 8 to buy the province. And here I can go for the province because I was not first player, and my opponent resigned, so that's